Hi guys, this is Dr. Brian Ott from Ott Family Chiropractic right here in St. Francis. Today I want to talk about weight loss, especially in females. So one of the big things that limits your body's ability to lose weight is hormone imbalances. So you might be eating right, exercising, and all those things that you think you should be allowing your body to lose weight, but it just isn't happening. So I want to talk to you about the three main hormones that are affecting your body as a female. Number one, the thyroid hormone, right? So a lot of times it goes underlooked. You go to the doctor, they might only do a TSH on you. That's just not enough information. So we often run a full panel on our patients to really dive into what might be causing some of the issues. One of the easy at-home things that we have our patients do before we do any kind of testing is just take a simple basal body temperature each morning and write it down on a piece of paper. So before you roll out of bed, grab that thermometer, stick it in your armpit, and write down that temperature. We go over that with each patient that might be struggling with some things like this so that we can see if maybe further testing would be warranted. What other things does the thyroid limit us in doing? One of the big things is when we stress, it shuts down our thyroid. It turns our T4 thyroid hormone, which should be turned into T3, which helps us with losing weight, and it turns into reverse T3. So we have an issue with stress. Other things, that T4 hormones goes to your liver, so if we have any liver enzymes that might be high, we like to look at that as well too. Looking at any infections that might be affecting that thyroid, especially candida is a huge one, and that'll raise antibodies as your body's trying to fight that infection, so that affects your thyroid. And lastly, one of the underlying things, when people get nodules on their thyroid, often it's due to oxalates, and that will slow down your body's ability to produce thyroid hormone. Next, one of the next big ones is estrogen, right? Females have often an overabundance of estrogen. We get them from plastics. We did a video that you can look at on detoxing your body's ability of estrogen. So go back and look at that video. But estrogen will slow down thyroid as well, so that plays a role. So you can't produce enough thyroid hormone. The liver slows down, so it builds up in the liver. That's where it gets broken down. So we have issues there where it slows down detoxification, which then will slow down thyroid being converted in the liver. And lastly, it really slows down the gut health. Estrogen will be often gotten rid of in through the gut. So things like gallbladder issues will be due to estrogen. IBS can do it. So those are some things that will continue to kind of bloat you and keep that weight on. Lastly, cortisol. We have the most amount of cortisol out of any other time in history in our body. So we're getting something called cortisol resistance. And what does that mean? We're producing so much cortisol that our body doesn't know what to do with it. Normally it's an anti-inflammatory, it's very useful, but when we start to have too much of it, it actually starts to inflame our body. It causes our body to slow down metabolism because it's called rest and digest, not stress and digest. So thyroid hormones gets turned into T3 reverse, which I call the brake, so it slows everything down. Next, it slows down the breakdown of estrogen, so that then causes you to have more weight gain as well. Pack on that fat, store that estrogen around your belly. Next, you have a lack of sleep. Cortisol's high, that means melatonin's low, so you're not sleeping, so you can't repair, so you pack on more weight. There's plenty of studies that show lack of sleep will cause you not to be able to lose weight. And lastly, it definitely causes inflammation of the gut. So when you inflame that gut, it really is almost impossible to lose weight unless you stop eating just entirely, okay? So those are the three main hormones. So what do we do about it, okay? Well, number one, we gotta sleep, right? Eight hours at least, get rid of the phones, practice really good sleep hygiene, do those types of things to help you get a better night's sleep. Often we have patients take melatonin at night. There's a few other things that we have them do just so that it helps with their overall sleep quality. Next, we got to do an estrogen detox. And sometimes even before that, we got to improve the health of the liver because that's where it's going to break down first. So improving liver and estrogen metabolism in through that liver is super helpful. Next, we want to improve the gut. So if you're getting rid of estrogen a lot of the times through your gut, through the stool, you got to improve that. So if you're constipated because your thyroid isn't functioning or you got an infection in your gut, we better be addressing that. Otherwise, you just can't get that weight off. You're really not getting to the root cause. Lastly, we can support the thyroid, so helping that thyroid, either reducing antibodies through diet. Selenium works really well. We like to support it with specific nutrients so that you get conversion of that thyroid hormone as well too. So it starts to speed everything up. One of the tests that we really like to run is called an organic acid test along with the thyroid. We also run a Dutch hormone test as well too. That gives us a whole bunch of great information so that we're not always guessing on a lot of these things. So if you're interested in figuring out what's really going on with your hormones, definitely give our office a call. We can help you on the road to weight loss. It's one of the biggest things that'll help your overall body to function better. This is Dr. Brian Opp from Opp Family Chiropractic. I hope you enjoyed this message.